Hello and welcome to your in-depth monthly horoscope for May for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Also, if you'd like to have a one-to-one consultation with me, please see the link below and you can check out my testimonials. If you'd like to ascend above the Zodiac sign astrology and embrace a more serious understanding, you can do so in a very affordable way and check out my special offer for a 12-month forecast character analysis combination, 30% off based on your time, date and place of birth. No two reports are the same, and this will give you searing insights of the opportunities ahead for you and also a much greater understanding of what makes you tick. Hello Aquarius and welcome to your monthly horoscope for May. As this month begins, the Sun, or innate energy, Mercury, the planet of communication, Venus, the planet of relating, and Uranus, the planet of change, your modern higher octave ruler, well, they're all gathered in the fourth house of your situation. The fourth house is about home, it's about family, it's about emotion, it's about our environment, it's about anything to do with our sense of security, physical or emotional. So all those are very much under the astral microscope as this month begins. But hold on to your astral hat, Aquarius, because something can be in a mode of change or even flux, because the Sun is combining with your modern ruler Uranus for the first 3 days. And that could mean that things are moving quick. If you have been waiting for someone to come in and do some repairs or some improvements to your home, suddenly they've got an opportunity to drop by and make it happen. It could be that even an unexpected visitor may pass by, and it could be someone linked to your family. Then again, you may hear from someone you haven't heard from for a very long time. But equally, if you feel that your home situation is too limited or cramped, or other people don't give you the space, which is very important for an Aquarius person to get, you may push back and just say, look, I do need a little bit of room to breathe. So that's possible too. But Mercury being in the fourth house can see you thinking about working from home. Venus can see you wanting to make your home as beautiful and as decoratively and as furnishedly positive as it can be. But Uranus can be disruptive, so something that may have been quite stable for you over a long period of time might change now. If you're open to that, you're going to embrace this month absolutely brilliantly well. Because Mercury actually forges a terrific link, as does Venus, with Pluto, just tucked away in the 12th house of your situation, and something you've been yearning to alter for a very long time. Maybe you've done a lot of research, taken a lot of soundings, done a lot of analysis. Now you can make it happen, and it can happen, as I said, quite speedily. But on the 4th, Mercury, the planet which is exalted in your sign and governs the second 10 degrees of Aquarius. So if you're born in the first 10 days of February, roughly, then that is a very positive change as it moves into the sign of Gemini, which it governs, so it's in dignity. And this leads to a much more outgoing phase of the year starting to evolve. Now, it's joined on the 9th by Venus. Venus loves being in the 5th house because the 4th house, where it was focused on those decorative measures or changes, or perhaps to do with the more emotional side of relating in a family or personal situation, moving into the 5th house is playful, it's fun, and it's gregarious. And this is going to be a trend that develops this month. So I feel this home changing stuff may have really been making itself felt right at the end of April. And you're kind of dealing with the reality as you crunch into this month. Now, of course, your two ruling planets, Saturn and Uranus, do continue to be in conflict all through this month. So any changes that happen may not necessarily be without a certain amount of pain, but there will be gain. Because if you've really done your research, you know why this restlessness has been there, particularly profoundly since May 2018, and that's why you're having to modify where you live. You're needing some fresh experiences, essentially. And if this leads you to meet new people, especially if the lockdown's eased in the area that you inhabit in the world, this is a chance for you to meet them in terms of your emotional being, not just in terms of the more sociable side of life, because there's a gorgeous new moon on the 11th in the sign of Taurus, and it's also forging a beautiful link to Neptune. So if you can find the place to live which gives you that peace and tranquility, security, but sense of comfort that's so important to everyone, then the next month can be critical to that journey. The 13th, however, sees Jupiter move into the sign of Pisces, but for you, that could be a windfall, some kind of improvement in your financial situation. But money can go out this month, particularly from the 18th to the 24th, and you may even find yourself being more speculative in your approach. But if you do get some kind of payout or increase in your situation, I think it's going to be very welcome around the 13th. From the 10th to the 15th, however, Mercury forges a very stable link with Saturn in your sign. Your individuality can be blended with your creativity in a way which is very stable. So if you've got something to say, the chances are you've really done your due diligence. Also, the 17th to the 19th, Venus, flirty as she is in Gemini, links brilliantly to Saturn. This can be a wonderful moment in the year for you as these two link with your ruler. It is true to say, however, that from the 15th, Mercury does go into shadow. This is where it's slowing down. The retrograde begins on the 29th of this month, and when it gets back to the very furthest point of the retrograde, it's at 16 degrees in Gemini. So on the 15th, it's at 16 degrees, but it's not in retrograde. So that's why it's in shadow. So your social situation may be subject to a few last minute changes. If you're hoping to meet someone or connect with someone romantically, it could be a bit fluid. Once the sun moves on the 20th, you'll start to feel better. Your physical vitality will come up. Your enthusiasm is there. You can absolutely delight people with the way that you are. But there is a very practical alliance between the Sun and Pluto, which could bring something to pass which really sets you up at a deeper emotional level for many years to come. But Jupiter is clashing with the Sun from the 18th to the 24th. And that's where I'm saying you could find yourself wanting to splash out a little bit. Just make sure that everything you do does have some kind of practical benefit. And if you use that as a guiding principle, even if you do have the odd treat within the mix, it generally will help you. However, on the 23rd, Saturn does go retrograde. And this is asking you to be very disciplined over the next 5 or so months about your individual talents. You may have got some rewards this month. There may have been some pleasures. You may have been focused on your home situation. Now it's back to the kind of everyday reality. That's what Saturn's asked you to really think very carefully about. The 26th, however, is a full moon. You're going to be so popular at the end of this month, Aquarius, it's difficult to know who to please and who to disappoint. But it's nice to be in vogue. And I think that is going to really lift your spirits. But Mercury does go retrograde on the 29th, and that could be where you have to be a little bit firmer in terms of your time management. That may mean letting some people down. It may mean pleasing others. But it's nice that other people are going to want to spend time with you. And I think after the rather brutal transit of 2020 of Saturn, and in fact in 2019 too, of Saturn, Pluto and Jupiter in 20 in your 12th solar house, even if that is still activated potently by Pluto, this opportunity to be more playful, more outgoing, to have some fun, to mix and mingle, to enjoy laughter, but also make progress with the creative strands you've got, but also I feel to feel in your home environment more settled. That is something that's going to please you enormously by this month's end. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Stay safe, take care, and goodbye.